My name's Charles Harris, and I'm the founder of the Xpand brand. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, and spent a good portion of my adult life there. My wife and myself were both involved in real estate until the market crashed. At the time, my son was 2 and my daughter was 4 and getting ready to start preschool. Me and my wife knew we didn't want to raise our children in Las Vegas, and the market had crashed and our jobs were a little rocky, so we decided to pick up and move. We chose a small town in Washington State, a town with a slow pace, great sense of community, and great schools for our kids. We had no jobs lined up, didn't know what we wanted to do, but we did know we were burned out on real estate and wanted to find something new. One day shortly after moving, we were doing a little family trip to a nearby city about 30 minutes away to do some shopping. And I told my wife that I wanted to create a product. And she looked at me like I was crazy and said, "A product? Like, what kind of product are you gonna make?" I had come up with a thought of creating something for shoes. I've always liked shoes and knew if I could create something that would be appealing for everyone that wears shoes, we'd have a great chance at success. So I continued to brainstorm, and I remembered when I was younger, I hated tying my shoes. My parents were constantly telling me to tie them. I hated the look of the bow knot. So I started just shoving and tucking the laces inside of my shoe. It actually looked better. Didn't have to worry about it coming untied, but they didn't necessarily stay how tight I needed them to stay, and it was certainly uncomfortable. After we got home, I did a quick internet search and found nothing solving the problem that I wanted to solve. So I grabbed one of my kids' little Lego blocks, I drilled some holes in it, pulled the lace through, locked it in place, slipped my foot in, and I had my first working prototype. Many people don't believe me when I tell them that in that short trip to the store, I decided to create a product, decided what product to create, and within an hour after being home from that trip, created the first working prototype. But what I didn't realize was the long journey that lied ahead. I launched the original Lace Anchors product in 2012, raising $147,000 from nearly 10,000 supporters on Kickstarter. I was working 15-hour days, building my YouTube channel, had my product in over 1,000 retail stores, and it looked like all of my hard work was starting to pay off. Everything seemed to be going perfect, and boom, my world collapsed. I was diagnosed with West Nile virus, which was contracted from a mosquito bite while visiting my family in Las Vegas. I had encephalitis, meningitis, and all of the after effects, which caused chaos within my body and continues to cause chaos to this day. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to fully recover or if I was going to die. This wasn't something that I've ever had to deal with before in my life. The thoughts that went through my head were insane, and I had to ask myself if I was happy with my life up to that point, and was I satisfied with my actions and the decisions I've made? And the answer was a clear no. My work and family life balance was way out of whack. I had spent way too much time working and way too little time with my family. So I had to stop and reevaluate and assess my life from that point forward. At the end of the day, West Nile virus turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It's kept me on track, keeps me balanced, and keeps me focused on the important things in life. Today, with a much better balance between work and life, I've managed to grow the brand to levels that I never thought possible. We've raised nearly $2 million between Kickstarter and Indiegogo, with support from nearly 60,000 people. It's amazing, to say the least. While the financial success of the business has been great, it doesn't compare to some of the emails and reviews I've received from people all around the world. Runners, walkers, hikers, bikers, people with disabilities, people with feet that swell, people with bad backs, arthritis, children lacking fine motor skills, moms that are just too busy to literally tie their kids' shoes every 2 minutes, pregnant women. I can go on from all these people that have reached out and told us how great the product has been for them. Knowing that I've created a product that makes just a small difference in people's everyday life is priceless. Whoever's watching this, I hope you can take something positive away and remember what's most important in your life and to appreciate every single day. Thanks for listening to my story.